Okay, so this final day of the week is upon us. I am starting on ES for a very important reason. So, on ES, we have taken this 4 hour liquidity low, which I had been highlighting over the past couple of days. And now we have retraced deep into discount pricing after taking out 4 hour liquidity. And if I turn on my fractal structure break indicator, we have just broken 4 hour fractal structure. So that's a 4 hour market structure shift in the bullish direction. So therefore, for me, my bias coming into today is bullish. Now I'm going to go back across to NQ. So with that bullish bias in mind, and I want to highlight one more thing, we've had a 4 hour swing failure pattern as well, and we've had a 4 hour fair value gap be deeply retraced and then respected afterwards. So for me, my bias is firmly bullish. Now, in terms of actually price action so far today, what am I looking for? Well, my strategy revolves around having a draw on liquidity, taking that liquidity, and then having a strong candle closure in the opposite direction. And so, if I'm trading my strategy, then what I would have been looking to do is I would have been looking to be trading at London session. Now, I don't trade London session, but this is the trade I would have been looking for. We swept this 1 hour low, had a strong bullish candle closure in the other direction, and then I would have been looking to position myself long in this 5 minute price action, and that would have been my trade. Now that move happened in London session. It didn't happen today. It didn't happen right now, which means that for my strategy, what can I look for? Well, even though my bias is bullish, I can't see any longs that are going to fit into my strategy because after having that 4 hour swing failure, we've now had an inverse fair value gap and a fair value gap, both of which have not been tested yet. So if I had to put a prediction right now, what I think could happen, it would be price runs into these gaps to retest them, and then you'd be looking for a lower time frame entry to get in on a move to the upside if you have some confirmation. Now, for me, that's just not my strategy. So what can I do today? Well, there isn't a long I can see without breaking my rules and doing something I don't and trade a way that I don't trade. I can't see myself getting into a long position. The only way I could be trading today is if we have a swing failure pattern off of not I'd prefer not this Asia high because we've already taken it before the equity open, but I'd be looking for a short off of potentially this 1 hour swing high over here. We had this 1 hour fair value gap. If price made a run on this high and then filled this fair value gap, had a strong bearish candle closure, maybe I'd be looking for a short because the market would be telling me that we do not want to have higher prices. This is a more respected high, although it's a much further away. And so my concern would be if I took a short off of this high, because this high over here is it's not that significant. It's just internal liquidity on the it's a bump in the road on the main leg down. This is a better high, and so if you had a swing failure pattern off of that high, then I'd have more confidence that the market could go lower. But this type of liquidity that I've drawn out this line here is not that significant, and therefore I wouldn't have that much conviction. So my bias is bullish, but I can't see myself being able to trade it. And then any shorts, I would have pretty low conviction in at the moment. We've had an SMT currently with ES where we've not taken the Asia high yet on ES. That could be a bearish confluence. But I predict that when the market opens, you'll probably get that swept anyway. So not too much for me today. I think the longs are off the table, and maybe if we had super strong bearish confirmation after running out one of these highs, maybe I could get into a short position. But otherwise, it looks like I could be sitting on my hands, and that's okay. You can't trade every day, but let's see what happens.